Hello. Today I will be talking about wet specimens, which is a form of taxidermy. Taxidermy is the preservation of dead animals. So if this makes you uncomfortable, especially because the animals in this video are, they're puppies, please click off. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. This is purely me sharing my stuff and what I enjoy. And before we start, I want to say these animals, they were not killed. They were all stillborn. So no one was harmed. So first, let me show them. This is my first ever one that I got. His name is Toby. The person who I bought him from said he was I think they said he was either a golden doodle or a labradoodle puppy. Toby is my biggest one. And he's, fully submerged all the time, unless I take him out, which I might take one of them out for the video. The next one his name is Wile-E, and he's actually a coyote. He is not fully formed, so when I'm just gonna shake it, and if you can see, he wiggles a little bit, and this is because his bones are not fully formed. They're all kind of wiggly. If I take one out, he will not be the one I take out because he's very fragile compared to the other ones. And then this is Millie. Now, Millie might be the one that I take out. Millie, as you can see, has a very enlarged tongue. And I believe she has several, maybe like inside deformities that caused her to be stillborn. Because when I take her out and I gently do it. I gently press down on her belly. It feels like her ribs, they're not there. Millie was a St. Bernard, I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And I've got these all from the same people, or same person. It's a husband and wife, they're very friendly. And yes, so what is a wet specimen? This is what I prefer to call them. They are specimens of, pretty much you can do it with any animal, but I've seen it mostly done with kittens and puppies, where you take the animal and what I know about it is you inject the animal with formaldehyde, till it is, full of formaldehyde, and then you leave it in the jar to settle, and you switch out the, oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. You switch out the formaldehyde after, I think, a week or a few weeks, and then you put 70% isopropyl alcohol in there. Let me move Wile-E. I can't. It's okay. I'll show him off a little later. So, yeah. Wet specimens, they're one of my, favorites when it comes to taxidermy, because if you do it right, it preserves the specimen very, very well. As you can tell with these guys, they look just like how they were when they were born, which is, it's very interesting. And it makes people sad when they see them, and I understand why it would make you sad. It makes me a little sad that they didn't make it. I'd rather have them alive, but it gives me a chance to own them and give them the home they wouldn't have had if they were, thrown out or buried. So, let me think. Wet specimens, you see a lot of them, if you ever dissected, like, an animal in science class, those are technically kind of like wet specimens, because they're sterilized and preserved for a while in whatever substance they use. I don't exactly know, but yeah. So these are my wet specimens, my favorites. It's one of my favorite forms of taxidermy, one of my all-time favorites. And you don't see a lot of people who talk about them And I think wet specimens deserve more recognition. Oh, okay. So if you have a wet specimen, you don't necessarily need to change the alcohol out. Like, you can leave it to be yellow, but if you want it to be clear, you have to change it out like every year. Fetal specimens, which is what this guy is, they yellow quicker, so you have to change the alcohol out more. If you take a wet specimen out of the jar and you let it dry out, it will actually mummify, which is very, very interesting. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one out of the jar. And I'm going to take Millie out of the jar. You don't need gloves for this step, but I'm going to wear gloves. To take Millie out. So bear with me here. I don't have any editing things, so I can't really speed up. I'm sorry. I'm very, very new to this whole YouTubing thing. Because so far, I've just, uploaded a few shorts of me throwing my little Starscream figurine around. But I'm just uploading this to, share my interest and maybe be a little educational. We love educational stuff, don't we? Oh, this glove. Come on, get on my fingers. This doesn't feel right. Oh, because it's not right. I'm sorry. I really am not good at doing things under pressure. I'm sure some people would understand. I have high anxiety. Okay, well, enough ranting about myself. Excuse me, Toby. I'm going to take her out and show them off a little bit more. And there's some wet specimens that I know you cannot take out of the jars, which I don't have any that you cannot. Okay, this might seem like I'm being a little rough. I'm really trying to not be. Her alcohol's a little cloudy. I'm gonna have to change it out soon. But I really try to take good care of her and her brothers. The other two are boys. Millie. This is Millie, and she's my favorite. As you can tell, she's my most interesting. As you can tell, she has a very enlarged tongue. I've been asked, what is that, when I first got her. This is her tongue. It's very interesting. As you can see, she has very floppy little ears. She's got a nice tail, and her umbilical cord is actually still attached, and it is attached. Huh? No, I'm just making a little video. That was my mom. Anyways, she has her umbilical cord attached, which is very interesting, and I like that a lot. Let me see. When I press down on her belly, don't mind a little shot on my face there, it's very squishy, and that is very unlike Toby. Okay, to compare them, I'll take Toby out, put Millie back, and make sure she's all tucked in nice in her little jar. I have to clean my floors after this. So let me show off Toby, and the one I will not be showing off is Wile-E, because I cannot take him out without him possibly breaking, because he's very fragile. I'm sorry, my voice is a little iffy, and my room just smells really bad with alcohol. I'm being very gentle. And I know some people might be like, well, that's not really important, it's already passed away. It's very important to me to, be respectful to the animal, especially after it has passed. This is Toby. He does not have an enlarged tongue like Millie. His belly is not as squishy. He also has his umbilical cord. He has nice paws. And something I want to mention too is they have claws. I don't know if the camera will focus, but they have very nice claws. His little tail is very nice, and he has kind of a darker pattern, fur pattern on his back. He has floppy ears, and of course none of their eyes are open because they are newborns. They're very precious to me, and I hope sharing them brought you guys a little bit of information, and maybe even a little bit of new understanding on wet specimens and taxidermy. Now, give me a minute. Thank you for watching. I don't expect this to, like, blow up exactly, but thank you.